Your willingness to overcome the challenges in your life, measure your abundance, is the message. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. Thank you for being here. I am Mystic Alchemy. So this message is really a representation of your strength, the strength that you had to have in order to get through what you got through. Because in order to get through difficulty in life, challenges, traumatic experiences, you have to muster up that strength that you didn't know you had to keep going. Because if you allow yourself to just fall, then it's likely that you wouldn't get back up. And many times for people who have gone through a lot in their life, they do have those moments where they feel like, or where they have fallen and they felt like they just might not get back up. However, many times that's one of those feelings that they have to shun. They have to repel it away from them, because the more you feed that energy, the worse it gets to get out of it. The more difficult it gets to pull yourself up out of it. Okay, so Spirit is saying there's many times where you pulled yourself out of something that you weren't sure what was going to happen, but you kept pulling though. You fought for yourself, and that's a part of the test. That's a part of the lesson, to fight for yourself, to fight for what you believe in, regardless of what it is. But the first fight is for yourself. That's the first fight that we all experience in life. I usually don't like to say all, but I feel like it just makes sense here in this message to say we all, because even if some people's fight is different from others, it's still a fight that you have to go through to get through certain circumstances in life. So I don't know if any of you have noticed this, but this is one of those ways in which God works, when it's like a universal response. And I want to say that because, or not a universal, it's a universal response, but I really mean a response from the universe. It's when you put so much effort into getting something done, right? And something happens where you hit a roadblock and it's like, okay, I need to just back up off this for a second and just wait for my mind to clear. And not to say you're giving up, but you just needed to step back for a second. Maybe you have to do things differently. You have to reevaluate the situation, to approach it with a different framework, a different method. And right there in that time where you allow yourself to take a break from being overworked trying to get something done that just wasn't working in the way in which you initially started it, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna give this to God. You know, if I'm meant to go in this direction, or if something is meant to change, I'm going to give this to God, and I'm gonna tell God, like, right now I can't do it. Please come through for me, because I need you right now, right? As soon as you do that, something comes through. Now, it doesn't happen in every instance because it's not meant to. However, it happens often if you pay attention. Think about those times when that happened, when you backed up off of it, whatever it was, and you said, wait a minute, let me let the beat rock real quick. let me just hold on a minute, right? And then as soon as you said that, what you were putting so much of your energy into to make it happen, that's when something randomly that's maybe somehow connected with someone that you know is able to fulfill that need that you have been attempting to acquire on your own, and it just wasn't working. However, you put that trust in. First of all, you put that work in, and you didn't give up, but you say, you know what, I need to relax because I'm overwhelmed right now. This is the truth. I'm overwhelmed. I need to just stop for a second and allow myself to breathe. And then as soon as you release, that's when what you just chose to detach yourself from, it comes to you. It just comes right to you in an abstract way. However, sometimes it's not so abstract because it just has to do with someone that is somehow linked to you, connected to you, or connected to someone else, connected to you through someone else. Something miraculous. I feel like that's just like a miraculous experience when that happens. It feels like a miracle because it kind of is. It really solidifies the magic that we share with nature and with the ethers. Like, it's like a miraculous, magical experience because it shows how when you detach from something and you don't give up, but you're detaching because it's just you're mentally drained and you tapped out, and then that's when that thing comes to you. So it's just to show you, it's to give you an example of the magic, and I'm hearing the more you deny your magic, the more you won't see what you're truly capable of. Because I notice that many times people don't want to subscribe to the word magic. They feel, it comes from a place, it could come from their upbringing, it could come from their belief system, it could come from a religious background, and they don't want to believe in that magic when it's really magic though. They're like, oh no, it's science, let's just make it science. Yeah, there's a science to the magic, but it's still magical. So the more those people, and try your best not to be that person, the more those people repel the idea of magic, the more they will not see the fullness of themselves. Because the fullness of yourself is more magical than you even know, because you could do things that you don't even know you could do, and you will never know if you reject the magic in you. Okay? So that is the message. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you feel in my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. If you would like to book a healthy conversation, you can by visiting www.milkhoneyrose.org. And also, if you would like to join the membership just to support me, I do appreciate you, and I thank you in advance for those who do decide to join. And I will see you in the next one.